welcome back everybody. Pleasure. We're going to do some bankroll challenge. Let's kick off with a $10 Rexby. That's exciting, huh? See if we get any action. If not, we'll try a $10 Ultra. We may play some 20 today as well. Yeah, welcome back everybody. We've missed everybody. Let's get the Twitch chat up so I can see what's going on. Arxos. As I live and breathe, it's Arxos. Ask and Arxos will arrive. Hello Arxos, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Galactic Gregor. How are you doing, mate? Hello. How confident are we about stream stability? I'm very confident. I don't know. No chances ever goes. If this stream goes down, Galactic's promised that he will send everybody $10. So if you're watching, you just have to message Galactic or Wabsy, message Wubble Pig as well. You can also do that. So yeah, I was a bit worried. I was like, oh, maybe no one will turn up. You know what I mean? It's been such a long time, but it's very nice. Everyone still turning up. Thank you. Lost Paradise too. By the way, I've not already remembered how difficult it is to try and pay attention because I'm like, I hope I haven't made a mistake yet. Collector says, oh no, I dare not ask Jack or Jason for more money. Now I've used $10 on top of more reloads. I mean, I wouldn't have agreed to it, Galactic. I can't believe you did, you know what I mean? But everybody's heard it, so that's it, isn't it? And 2019 HFM, feeling, dank Kumpel. Kumpel's my new word that I've learned, so I'm using it lots. 30-month streak, and now that is pretty insane, a 30-month streak. I think that may be the longest ever. Now, can you think back 30 months ago? What were we doing? We'd just started a lockdown, I think, April or May or something, wasn't it? You know, it was different times, and 28 months from the boy Nick, he's not even a true supporter. I think you're absolutely correct about that. He's not even a true supporter. We should jam this 10-5. So well done for being two ahead of Nicky, yeah? Come on, Nicky, you got to catch up somehow. It's not impossible, but thank you. Unicorn Lala says he cleaned me out on the spin and go $20 tables. Lots of question all-ins. Wasn't impressed. He got the luck at the end of the day. Well, sometimes that happens. Yeah. This is 2.7. I hope 2.6, something like that. Sorry about that, Unicorn House. I will say, statistically, Team 651 members are actually a little bit luckier than the population average. It's just a little perk of being 601. I also sometimes play bad and get lucky, and then, you know, that's all we're trying to do this bankroll challenge, right? Queens or sixes, please, and then happy days. That's not so good. Jack will be nice though. 4 of a kind. Yeah. Not the best start. All right, we've only got 56 buy-ins, so we need to move up where they respect our raises, I think. So, all right, Edmund, good luck, and Fiji, good luck to Fiji. We got notes on Edmund. I'll share with you, ladies and gentlemen, my notes. I forgot about this. Open jam 10s at 9x, small versus big. Good note. It's kind of interesting, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes they both face king, and, you know, we're going to edge pass because we've got a massive skill edge here, I'm sure. And, we're in pretty good shape. I would add that to the note. Oh, I forget that we're on. Let's move their notes down, I think, is what we're going to have to do. Sorry about that. What did this guy do? ISO non-aligned with 4s, huh? ISO non-aligned 4s, 3x, small versus button. I'll give everyone a quick look at my noting style because some people might find that useful. So that's what my note looks like. ISO non-aligned, pocket force, 25x, 3x, small versus button. And then I actually have a color coordinated system. So small versus button notes are always pink. Let's limit this. And if it was a button, there'd be different colors. But the nice thing about the colors is that, like, then you kind of like, oh, blind v blind, and then I can quickly. I have long notes. Anyway, we'll save that, and then I can also move that out of the way, so it's slightly off. So I keep my notes off screen. It's probably for the best. So that's what my Edmund note looks like. If anyone's interested. limp shove, and now we've got open jam. Okay. So we can think about how would we adjust to that. For example, we wouldn't ISO non-limp bluff him. That would be pointless. And we're just aware that when he limps, he's got some hands like King Jack and probably hands in that area, right? Let's catch up with chat because I've completely missed all chat. I can't really see very well. My other screen, unfortunately, I have to keep it fairly dark because otherwise the screen just goes black and I can't see anything. And so, yeah. So Fiji goes for a 3x. I'm going to give him a recreational tag based on those two hands that we've seen. Goes for a big C bet. Some room to jam. Like if he's got 10s, jacks, queens, whatever. If he's got king, jack, king, queen, ace, king, we're going to be dead anyway. We could go for a click. That would be an option too. Click might mean he does something funny. He calls with ace, queen. He might fold that, whatever. I think click's probably the best move. Just gives him room to jam. I don't think it matters. Great if he has ace, king. So we jam, and I don't think he folds ace, jack, ace, queen now. Jack's, queen's obviously not. Whatever. I don't think there's any room to do anything else. Does get a fold, so it's kind of interesting we get a fold there, but maybe we picked up an extra min. It's hard to think of a hand that would call the shove that wouldn't fold to that turn bet. So we know he 3x'd and 3/4 bet like non-premium. We don't know exactly what it was, but we know it wasn't enough to call on a king 10 9 4. So it's probably not jacks, probably not queens, probably not obviously strong king x. Wasn't aces, wasn't ace king, etc., etc. And so we know the 3/4 wasn't like super nuts, and so half pot on this board, half pot and 3/4, maybe something slightly different. Kind of interesting. Maybe he's the kind of half pot is its value sizing or not. I'm actually just going to fold here. Maybe a bit nitty, but why are you watching this Twitch channel if you're not a fan of someone making some hero folds all the time? Are you happy? If you could, open question for the chat, right? If you could, look at this big C bet. Now we know he big C bet last time with a bluff, and like, I don't love it, but at the same time, I feel like this is not a bad hand to make a stand with. Could call and just see what happens. Let's try a call and see what happens. 3 of diamonds comes now. We could try a little lead here. One of the things nice about leading is it just doesn't let him just barrel off. If he's just bet air, he might fold here. So let's go 2.5. We also have an easy bet and river bluff, given typical tendencies on a non-diamond. Terrible now. But now we check and just pray that he's somehow got an ace that he didn't raise the turn with. Not bluffing here. We're not value betting. We're just check folding. And there's not a bluff in his range, really, is there? Can you think of a bluff? Can you name a bluff? 4-5, no diamond. Maybe. Sucks. I think we win this hand a lot if a non-diamond comes. And even though now we made a straight, I actually think it's just got to be a fold. Oh, yeah, so my question to the chat was, how has your life changed in the last 30 months? Poker is fine if you just want to stick to poker. Like, what have you got better at? What have you... in spins, if you like? Have you got better at bluffing or donking or small versus big? Or none of the above, and actually you've got worse? Be interested to hear. Unicorn says, I believe you have the luck. It was no fun. I'm sorry, Unicorn. You get him next time. You can get him next time. Cosmaras, good luck. Efaristo Cosmaras. Kalitihi? No. What do I want to say? Interesting min raise call with Jack 7 off. We'll need an ace or a spade. There we go. Thank you. As asked for. Fiji. And we get Puff Bluff. I like the name Puff Bluff. Right, we're going to jam. Puff Bluff is also linked to button. We're going to give him a little blue tag. We know Fiji, the ISO, non-all-in. This is our note here. What did he have last time? 4s. So hopefully he's got ace 8. Ace king. Not so good. Not so good. Chop it up. If you can't get good, just get lucky. Not going to play with a can because that'll annoy Pedro extremely. Sorry, Pedro. Won't play with that Coca-Cola can lid. Claire says, I got better at just about everything in terms of poker. I wasn't part of 601 30 months ago. Do you think you had what were your weaknesses before I worked with any guy? Like this is about 5 years ago or something. No, this is longer than 5 years ago. This is 8 years ago. God, we're getting old. Poke's been around a long time, man. About 8 years ago was before I joined a stable. I had pretty good win rates in a lot of spots, but one of the challenges I had in my spin game and poker game in general was my heads up big blind. I could never get my heads up big blind win rate being as high as I would have liked it to have been. And there was used to be a website called Spinlizer where you could compare your averages to the best regs and see what they're doing. And so I knew the best regs are raising limps a lot more. But such was the understanding of poker knowledge 8 years ago, I just thought I had to raise more marginal hands in terms of value. I never understood that a bluff you could have a polarized range. So I was ice swinging about 30%, just value, and it's like, oh, you're not ice swinging enough. And I was like, need to add 8, 9 suited, I guess, and 5 4. And I was just trying to add all kinds of just value. I'd never thought to add like 10 for off or something. Jack 73. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for your 4 months. It's very, very kind. Sir, Fiji goes for a quick 3/4. Completing the small blind. Check through. Uncapped. Has a lot of 2 pair. Is he bluffing? Interact with some bluffs, don't we? 10-9 is also not there. King 10, King 9 is also there. 6-7 could have. Clubs we block a bit. Not blocking clubs really. I'm going to fold this. Could that be wrong? Definitely could be. I think it's pretty unlikely he takes bluff 3/4 twice into 2 people, but might be wrong. If he keeps hammering those spots, we'll definitely call it. He is a recreational. He has done some funny stuff before, but I still think it's like unlikely in my opinion. But I could be wrong there. But like all values just in his range, right? I mean, every 2 pairs there. All the straights are there except ace 10. All the top pairs are there. King 9, King 10, Kings, clubs, etc., etc. But he is a bit, I don't know. The king feels especially bad. It did interrupt my train of thought though, Isaac. I was in the middle of a hand, so if you could wait next time, mate, because I forgot what I was going to do. I'm just going to jam. I think Fiji might just call off some 6x or we can't. I don't think he has too many better hands than us, and yeah. Legacy of the Kappa says, fucking Spinlizer. That's a blast from the past. Isn't it just, isn't it? What, 2017 days? They also had the, I forget what it's called now, the queuing system. I was never part of that. But there was about 60 people who, I mean, I believe it wasn't like incredibly illegal or anything. But it was just sort of like when spins first came out, they had a queuing system where you could basically increase you could play people who aren't in the queue, if you like. So it was kind of some sort of weird, became very quickly a kind of, the more people who used it, a sort of monopoly in terms of if you're not in the queue, it was bad. I was never in the queue, and so I ended up playing a lot reggier games. But I think it actually helped me in a way. But I can't remember what it's called. Does anyone remember that? Software? Kappa? Have you got that software? Unicorn Ladder says, have you ever played tournaments or just the spins? So typically just the spins, right? So I've played spin and goes for pretty much exclusively for 8 years and 4 months or so. And I am a spin and go coach for the last 6 years. And so, unfortunately, I have specialized a bit in just spins, which some people are like, no, I want to see tournaments and stuff like that. So I can appreciate that for some people, they find spins a bit boring, which is totally fine, obviously.